everybody, Keith here with another Bachelor blog. Now, I don't profess to be an expert on relationships. The fact that I do a Bachelor blog, I don't think puts me in a position to be an expert on relationships. It just means I like watching a good train wreck. I think if you want to understand relationships, you got to go to the source of inspiration, our senior community. I remember years ago being at a friend's barbecue, and I came across his 70-year-old father-in-law, and I said to him, "How do you make relationships work?" He said, "There's 3 things you need to focus on." He said, "There's communication. You got to love being able to talk to the person you're in a relationship with." I said, "Okay." He said, "Then the person that you're with has to make you a good home." Now, she can work, Keith, that's not what I'm saying, but when you come home, you've got to feel that you're comfortable in the environment that the two of you have created. I said, "Okay, that makes sense too." And then he stopped talking. "Well, sir, what's the third?" He looked one way, he looked the other, and he says, "You got to dabble in the premarital. Keith, you two are going to be together for a long time, and sex is very important, and you got to like it." And with that, I bring it to last night's episode of The Bachelor and the overnight dates. Or as I like to call it, boom chicka boom boom. This was the night where Ben became a plumber, as he was pretty much laying pipe all over Switzerland. He got together with Nikki, Lindsay, and Courtney and offered each one of them the offer, or the offer of staying with them for the night. "Oh, of course, Ben, I'd love to." "Oh, I usually don't do that, Ben, but with you I will." I don't exactly what these ladies find attractive about boring Ben. It certainly can't be his Three Stooges hairdo or his exciting demeanor. But nonetheless, here we have it. 3 women who in normal circumstances would probably have their pick of any guy, or here relegated to hanging out with this guy that's about as exciting as a rock. Nonetheless, there you had it. So these ladies all got together with Ben, and he literally got together with them, and then he made the decision that he was going to send Nikki home. I really suck at picking who's going to win at this, because I was the same person who said KCB and Nikki would be in my final 2. Not so much. Now it's got Lindsay and Courtney as the finals. I will say that I was happy that Nikki, when she left, she didn't take the temper tantrum that KCB did the week before. Now let's talk about KCB. So she shows up in Switzerland, obviously on the show's dime, to plead her case one more time for Ben and to say, "Oh no, Ben, you know what, why didn't it work out? What's going on?" Of course, we all thought Casey was really sweet, and then the following week after her tirade, it looked like she could be opening for Andrew Dice Clay with that mouth. Like, seriously, you kiss kids with that mouth? Nonetheless, KCB comes back and tries to get some answers from Ben. Ben explains to her he didn't think it was going to work. So instead of leaving with dignity, which is what somebody should do, she turns and says, "Well, I don't like Courtney. Courtney's really bad and she says mean things." Really? I'll tell you something, KCB. I keep losing a lot of respect for you because I don't really care for this whole, sucky baby attitude. On last season's Bachelor, everybody was up in arms on how Ashley could be so blinded by Bentley. And the thought process was, well, why don't the producers tell Ashley that what Bentley's really like? And I suppose you can make the same argument this time. But you know what? That wasn't really the time and the place to do it. You should have done it beforehand. The fact that you came back groveling, looking to get back in with Ben's good graces, and that didn't work, and then, and only then, did you turn on the haterade for Courtney? Not so cool. Okay, you need to go, bye-bye. Anyways, in regards to Nikki leaving, I don't understand that at all. Here you have a very attractive girl who's close with her family, who seems to have a lot going for her, who's got an affection for cowboy hats, is telling you, Ben, that she's totally into you. You don't run away from that girl. You run to her. Idiot. Anyway, so now you're left with Courtney and Lindsay. Have nothing against either one of those ladies. I just don't find either one of them exciting. So next week, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of drama in terms of Courtney trying to redeem herself for all the mean things she said about the other women, and Lindsay trying to, I don't know, be more Lindsay-ish. I don't mind Lindsay, but every time I look at her, I see Julie Bowen from Modern Family. Anyways, Ben, you should have cut Nikki loose before you slept with her. You need to go out and eat some of Minnie's pie from The Help. The Oscars were like 2 days ago, and I'm still thinking about it. Anyways, let's tune in next week to find... Oh, actually, no. You know what? I apologize. Next week is the Women Tell All. Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, if you don't watch The Bachelor, you're going to want to tune in next week, because it's a huge cat fest. I hate you, I don't like you, and I guarantee I'm going to put the over-under on women crying to 1.5, and I'm going to go with the over. So I'm predicting at least 2 women from the booted off bachelorettes, if you will, are going to be bawling in next week's episode. So we're not going to talk about the final yet. I do think, I do have a prediction, but you probably want to go against what I'm going to predict anyways, because I've been pretty bad up until this point. Nonetheless, I'll keep watching, I'll keep you up to date with it, and we'll talk to you soon.